In spiritual traditions, every daily action can carry deep symbolism that impacts our lives in unexpected ways. Sweeping the house, an apparently simple act, holds special significance according to Buddhist teachings and other ancient philosophies. In particular, the time of day when we perform this task can influence the energies flowing in our home, affecting prosperity and good fortune. Buddhism teaches that balance between our mind, environment, and daily actions is key to attracting abundance and maintaining harmony. Understanding when and how to perform certain activities, such as sweeping, can make the difference between opening the doors to wealth or unintentionally driving it away. In this video, we will explore the reasons behind this belief, how it connects to spiritual principles, and the ideal time to clean your home without disturbing the positive energies that attract money and prosperity. Discover how small adjustments to your daily habits can transform your life. Also, if you stay until the end of the video, I'll show you how to enhance your home cleaning with 3 special essences to attract money and keep poverty away. Manifest in the comments, "My house attracts abundance." Now let's begin. What time should you never sweep your house? In times long ago, when the light of day faded and the night embraced everything in calm, families gathered in their homes, closed the doors, and let silence fill every corner. It was sacred time, a time to rest and allow the home to fill with tranquil, restorative energy. The teachings of our ancestors say that sweeping at night, like at 8 p.m., could do more than just clean the dust. Imagine this for a moment. Sweeping at night is like wanting to remove the silence itself. It's going against the peace the night brings with it. Our ancestors believed that the night is when the home recharges, accumulating positive energies, preparing for a new day. Sweeping at night could be sweeping away those blessings the home silently holds, as if we were sweeping away good fortune and abundance without realizing it. Let me tell you a story that shows the importance of this belief. In a small village, there lived a woman named Han. Han was very hard-working and dedicated herself to caring for her family and home with love. Every night after long days of work, she sometimes felt the need to clean every corner of her house before going to bed. So night after night she swept, convinced that leaving everything spotless was a symbol of dedication. However, over time, Han began to notice that things weren't going well. The blessings that once accompanied her seemed to fade. Visits decreased, work opportunities became scarce, and relationships at home felt tense for no apparent reason. One day, an elderly woman from the village noticed her troubled expression and approached her, saying, "Han, my daughter, have you been sweeping at night?" Han, somewhat puzzled, nodded, not understanding what this had to do with her problems. The old woman then explained, "Nighttime is not for removing energy, but for nurturing it. By sweeping after sunset, you have been pushing away the good in your home. Nighttime is for resting, for recharging the blessings you need for the next day." From that day on, Han heeded the old woman's advice. Instead of sweeping at night, she chose to clean only during the day. Over time, things began to change. Peace returned to her home, visits came back, and gradually opportunities and good fortune found their way back too. So if you ever feel the urge to sweep at night, remember Han's story and what her ancestors taught her. The next time, try leaving the cleaning for the following day. But if you truly need to clean at night, do so gently, without abrupt movements, respecting the sacred calm the night brings. This small act of respect can help ensure abundance and peace remain in your home. Every corner left in silence during the night also leaves space for fortune, love, and good relationships. Remember, friends, that the home is not just a physical place, but a reflection of our inner self. Let's take care of it and allow it to fill with tranquil energy during the night, which will protect and bless us when we wake up. What is the best time to sweep? The morning, when the first rays of sunlight enter through the windows and the world seems to gently awaken, is a special time. It is said that by sweeping early, between 6 a.m. and 9 a.m., We are releasing the energies that have accumulated in the home overnight, making room for the new, the fresh, and the prosperity the day brings with it. Imagine this: dawn is like a gift, a reset. During the night, the home's energies rest, and at daybreak we need to release that accumulation so that blessings can enter. By sweeping in the morning, we are not just cleaning the floor, we are preparing an invisible path for abundance and good fortune to find their place in our home. Let me share with you a story I learned in a small temple where an elderly wise man named Li Wei lived. Li Wei was a respected elder in his village, known for his generosity and joy. People said his home was always full of prosperity, and many sought his advice to bring that same good fortune to their own homes. One day, a young man named Chen, who was facing many difficulties, went to visit Li Wei. "Master," said Chen, "how can I attract prosperity to my home? It seems that luck has abandoned me and scarcity and problems always follow me." Li Wei listened silently and with a smile said, "Come see me tomorrow very early and I will show you the secret to prosperity." Chen, intrigued, returned at dawn, just as the first rays of sunlight began to illuminate the earth. He watched as the old man took a broom and with calm devotion began sweeping the entrance of his house, moving from inside to outside as if performing an ancient ritual. When he finished, Li Wei looked at the young man and explained, "Sweeping in the morning is not just an act of cleaning, it's an act of opening, an invitation. By sweeping as the sun rises, we clear the old energies of the night and create a clean space for the good to enter our lives. Every sweep is a welcome to abundance." From that day on, Chen began sweeping every morning with the same calm devotion he had seen in Li Wei. Soon he noticed that things started to change in his life. Opportunities seemed to come effortlessly, tensions in his home dissipated, and in his heart he felt a peace he had never known. He had discovered, through the act of sweeping, a way to invite fortune and peace into his life. So friends, if you seek change or renewal, try sweeping during those early hours of the morning. It's not just about cleaning the dust, it's about opening the doors to the positive, welcoming prosperity into your home. Between 6 a.m. and 9 a.m., as the world fills with light, sweeping can become a sacred ritual, a moment to release the old and embrace the new. Imagine that with each sweep, you are laying out a path for blessings to come to you. Let that small act be a sign to the universe that you are ready to receive abundance. And just as Li Wei taught Chen, remember that sometimes the greatest transformations begin with the simplest gestures. Why avoid sweeping at noon? Noon is when the sun reaches its highest point, and the day seems to shine at its brightest. It's a time that in many ancient cultures and teachings is considered sacred. It's a moment when everything is full of life and the sun is at its peak, giving us the energy to move forward, create and work with enthusiasm. However, this very force that inspires us is also fragile. Noon is a moment of delicate balance. It's believed that any interruption, especially a cleaning act like sweeping, could disturb this energy and scatter its potency. In these teachings, it is mentioned that sweeping at noon can drag away the good streak we've been building throughout the day. It's as if by disturbing the environment at this point of the day, we are destabilizing the balance of our own energies. This belief is highly respected among those who seek to maintain the flow of prosperity and productivity that the morning has gifted them. There is a story about a man named Jiro, known in his village for his skill as a carpenter. His hands seemed to move with an invisible force, and his work was admired for its perfection and beauty. But one day something changed. Jiro noticed that his energy was not the same. His projects, which once flowed like the water of a river, became heavier and more difficult. Despite spending long hours in his workshop, it seemed like the good streak had abandoned him. Jiro felt confused and exhausted. The joy he once felt while working had faded, and although his efforts increased, his results did not improve. Days passed, and the feeling of weariness grew. His neighbours and friends noticed the change and began to worry as they saw how Jiro, the man whose energy never seemed to run out, now walked with slumped shoulders and a lowered gaze, desperate. Jiro decided to visit a wise man from his village, an elderly man who had guided many people through difficult times. The wise man listened patiently, observing each word and gesture. After a long while, he asked an unexpected question. "Tell me, Jiro, what do you usually do at noon in your workshop?" Jiro, surprised by the question, replied that by habit he always swept his workshop at that time, wanting to have everything in perfect order for the afternoon. He thought that this way he would start the second half of the day with a clean and cleared space. The elderly man, with the calm that comes with experience, explained, "Jiro, noon is a time of balance. The energy of the morning still lingers, and the momentum of the afternoon is about to begin. It's a time to preserve what you've generated, not to disperse it. By sweeping at noon, you are breaking the flow of your own effort's energy, depleting the good streak that accompanies you." Intrigued and determined to regain his energy, Jiro followed the advice. The next day, instead of sweeping, he paused in his work, sat in silence, let the sunlight pour through the windows, and breathed, allowing the morning energy to continue flowing uninterrupted. Little by little, day by day, his mood returned, and good fortune also followed. Jiro learned that sometimes small changes in our habits can restore harmony to our lives. If you feel the need to renew the atmosphere at noon, there are ways to do so without disturbing the energy. Instead of sweeping, consider simply opening the windows and letting natural light and fresh air enter your home. This small gesture allows energy to flow naturally, refreshing the space without disturbing it abruptly. Another option is to place a plant in a corner near the entrance. Plants are energy guardians, capable of absorbing negativity and transforming the space, maintaining balance and freshness in the home. Additionally, these green companions bring with them the essence of nature, a silent reminder that the home can be a refuge of peace and renewal. Noon is also an opportunity for a small ritual of introspection. Instead of sweeping, you can light a scented candle or incense and allow yourself a few minutes of calm, reminding yourself of your intentions for the rest of the day. The soft fragrance of incense or the light of the candle can create an atmosphere of serenity without needing to move energies unnecessarily. This moment of pause not only refreshes the environment but also our mood and energy to continue. The story of Jiro and Noon reminds us that our home, just like ourselves, has rhythms and cycles. There are times to work, to preserve, and to rest. Sometimes in the pursuit of a perfect space, we forget the importance of respecting these cycles. But by honouring the hours of our day and allowing energy to flow uninterrupted, we can preserve the harmony we've built, letting the home, just like us, breathe in peace. Now, which direction should you sweep to attract positive energy and push away the negative? In ancient traditions, the act of sweeping was not just about cleaning dust or dirt, but had a much deeper purpose. Sweeping became a ritual to cleanse the home in an energetic sense, helping to release emotional burdens, tensions, and everything that cannot be seen but can be felt. In this context, the direction of the sweeping was essential. It was said that sweeping from the inside out was the correct way to make the energy flow. With every sweep of the broom toward the door, negativity was symbolically expelled, leaving the space open for good energy to enter and circulate freely. It's not just about removing dirt, but about creating a path, a flow, so that harmony and peace could reign in the home. Once upon a time, in a distant village, there was a woman named Aiko, known for her kindness and generosity. However, Aiko felt that her home was not reflecting the peace she so greatly sought. Even though she always cleaned with dedication, the atmosphere in her house felt heavy, as though something was holding her back, as if the walls themselves absorbed an inexplicable sadness. One morning, an elderly woman from the village approached Aiko and shared a teaching she had learned from her ancestors. "Dear Aiko," she said, Have you ever thought about how you sweep? Which direction do you direct your cleaning? Aiko, somewhat confused, confessed that she had never paid attention to the direction she swept, as it was just another routine for her. The elderly woman, with the wisdom of years lived, explained, "When we sweep from the inside out, we are not just cleaning the dust. We are pushing out what no longer serves, releasing the home from the energies that accumulate unnoticed. Every sweep is a message. When you sweep out, you are telling the negative energies that they no longer have a place in your home. This is a space for peace and abundance." Aiko decided to follow the elderly woman's advice. From that day on, each morning she began sweeping from the deepest corners of her home, bringing everything toward the front door. As she swept, she visualized how each movement was sweeping the burdens that weighed on the atmosphere out of the house. Over time, her home began to feel different. Visitors would come and comment that the place felt lighter, and Aiko herself noticed that her mood improved, as though her home finally reflected the peace she had long sought. Sweeping from the inside out is a practice that goes beyond physical cleaning. By sweeping towards the exit door, we are helping the energy to flow naturally, releasing the spaces from the burdens we have accumulated over time. Ancient teachings tell us that the home is like a living being, which also needs to let go of what no longer serves it. Each movement outward is a symbolic act of detachment, a sign that we are ready to leave behind what prevents us from moving forward, allowing the positive to find its place. When we do this consciously, we transform our home into a more harmonious space, a place that truly welcomes and nourishes us. By adopting this practice, the home becomes a refuge of peace and prosperity. This act of sweeping is a reminder that the invisible also needs care, and that when we take care of the energy flow in the home, we are also taking care of our well-being. Stagnant energies, tension, and negativity have no place in a space where this tradition is respected and practiced. If you wish to try this practice, begin with the most internal areas of your home, like the bedrooms or the living room, and sweep towards the entrance door. Visualize that with each movement, you are clearing the way for good fortune and peace to enter and remain. To strengthen this cleansing, you can add essences to the water, such as rosemary or rue, which enhance the ability to release negative energies. This way, at the end of the day, the home becomes a place free of burdens, ready to receive you and welcome you as a true refuge of calm and balance. How to avoid stagnant energies in the home when the house is empty. When a house is left alone for a long time, it feels true, even if it is clean and tidy. The lack of movement and daily activity can make the atmosphere feel dense, as if the space itself is waiting for something that never arrives. Ancient teachings say that an empty house accumulates a type of energy that can stagnate over time. However, there are practices that can help us keep the energy moving, even when the house doesn't receive visitors or remains empty for long periods. To prevent energy from stagnating, the key is to maintain flow, create an atmosphere of freshness, and allow the home to breathe. There was a woman named May who lived in a little house on the outskirts of the city. May was a hard-working woman who spent most of her days away, busy with her labour. Although she returned home each night, the time the house spent alone during the day seemed to affect the atmosphere. When May opened the door at night, she felt that the air was heavy, and although nothing seemed out of place, her home lacked that warmth she so longed for. Intrigued, May went to her grandmother, who had been a wise woman and a devotee of ancient teachings. Her grandmother said, "Dear, your house has been alone and silent for a long time. The walls, objects, and corners need movement and life. Even though you're not there, there are ways to keep the energy flowing. Let the home breathe as you do when you leave each morning." Following her grandmother's advice, May began to practice some techniques to prevent the energy from stagnating. Little by little, her home transformed, and when she returned, she found that the atmosphere was much lighter, filled with a peace and warmth that welcomed her, as if someone had been waiting for her. The first lesson May learned was the value of conscious order. Keeping spaces clear allows energy to flow without obstacles. When the house is empty, objects accumulate the weight of time, and it is important that corners, tables, and surfaces remain free from clutter. From time to time, May did a quick clean-up, leaving the spaces cleared and ordered. Even though no one was there during the day, the order itself helped the energy of the home remain light. May's grandmother explained that broken or unused objects carry stagnant energy. Keeping things that no longer work or have lost their purpose creates a burdened environment. May began reviewing her drawers and cupboards, removing things she no longer used and discarding broken items. In doing so, she felt that she was making space for new energy to enter. Her home began to feel fresher and more receptive. Decoration also plays a crucial role in the energy of an empty home. May learned that plants, soft colours, and decorative items that brought her peace and joy transformed her home into a place of tranquility. Plants, for example, act as guardians of the home, absorbing energies and keeping the atmosphere fresh. May placed some plants near the windows and in the corners, allowing nature to fill her home even when she wasn't there. A practice that became a ritual for May was opening the windows every morning, even if just for a few minutes before leaving. This simple act allows the air to renew, expelling the old and letting in the freshness of the day. Her grandmother told her, "Every corner of the house needs to breathe, just like we do. When you open the windows, you invite the home to wake up and receive the energy from the outside." May also began lighting a candle or incense, with the intention of leaving a serene energy in the environment. This act, although brief, was enough to prevent the home from remaining in complete silence. When lighting the candle, May visualized how the light filled her house and felt that the space was waiting for her, as if the flame kept alive the connection between her and her home. May's story teaches us that the home is a reflection of our presence, even when we are not physically there. By caring for it, allowing order, cleanliness, and freshness to be maintained, we are creating a space that welcomes and supports us. Even if we are away most of the time, the home retains our essence, and by keeping it in motion and harmony, we invite prosperity, peace, and abundance to stay. How to enhance cleaning with water and essences. Home cleaning is a practice as old as humanity itself, and in many cultures, it becomes a sacred act when infused with a special touch, the use of natural essences. Rue, cinnamon, rosemary, and other plants are much more than simple aromas. They are guardians of positive energy, protectors of the home, and facilitators of good fortune. By incorporating these essences into the water used for sweeping, we are performing a powerful ritual, elevating the act of cleaning to a spiritual level, inviting prosperity and well-being to stay with us. Once upon a time, there was a young woman named Maria, surrounded by gardens in a village, and she always kept her home neat. However, she noticed that her house felt heavy, as if something invisible was hindering the harmony she desired. Her neighbours gave her all kinds of advice: change the decor, open the windows more often, even rearrange the furniture, but nothing seemed to work. One day, while talking to an elderly woman, the woman listened attentively and said, "The home is a reflection of our heart and the energy we wish to attract. If you want a profound change, try something different. Add a special essence to the water you use for sweeping, rue for protection, cinnamon to attract prosperity, or rosemary to purify. Let these plants speak for you." Intrigued, Maria went home, prepared a bucket of water with some sprigs of rosemary and a touch of cinnamon. As the scent began to fill the space, she felt something different, as if the walls of her home were breathing calmly. She started sweeping from the back of her house to the door, visualizing the scent of the essences filling every corner, not only cleaning the dust, but also any energy blocking peace. The atmosphere in her home had transformed. Tensions had decreased, visitors arrived with joy, and she herself felt a lightness she had never experienced before. She had learned that although essences are invisible, they have the power to profoundly change the space we live in. filling it with harmony and balance. Rue, cinnamon, and rosemary essences are not chosen at random. Each one has special properties that, according to ancient teachings, can transform the energy of our home. Rue is known as the Great Protector. In many cultures, it is believed to repel negative energies and act as a shield for the home. By adding a few drops of rue essence to the water, we create an energetic barrier that keeps peace and security within the home. Cinnamon is warm and sweet, famous for attracting prosperity and good fortune. It is said that the scent of cinnamon awakens abundance and creates a welcoming environment. By sweeping with cinnamon-scented water, we invite good luck to find its way into our lives. Rosemary symbolizes cleansing and purification. With its fresh aroma, it helps release stagnant energies and renew the space. Rosemary is ideal for those seeking a light and clear environment, eliminating any trace of tension or heaviness. To perform this energetic cleaning, add a few drops of the essence of your choice to the water you use for sweeping, especially in the morning or at the end of the workday. Morning is ideal for preparing the space and attracting the positive energy of the day, while at the end of the day, the essences help clear any tension left behind. While sweeping, let the aroma envelop you and visualize how it cleanses each corner, taking away your worries and leaving behind an atmosphere of peace and well-being. This simple ritual not only beautifies the home, but it also serves as a reminder that with small gestures, we can attract prosperity and serenity into our lives. By adding essences to the water for sweeping, we transform a daily task into an enriching ritual. This ritual not only cleans the physical space, but also the emotional and spiritual space, renewing the home with fresh, positive energy. Plants and their presence are a gift from nature that, when used with intention, can fill our home with peace, protection, and abundance. Remember that small details such as using essences can make a significant difference. The energy of our home is like a river that must flow without obstacles, allowing peace, prosperity, and abundance to find their way to us. Through small practices, we can help that energy flow in harmony, preventing it from stagnating or dispersing in delicate moments. By being mindful of when and how we clean, especially in simple actions like sweeping, we nurture the flow of energy and deepen our connection with the space we call home. Avoiding sweeping during certain hours honors natural cycles, safeguards the energy of our efforts, and invites good luck and prosperity to settle into our surroundings. Incorporating these tips is an easy yet powerful way to transform your home's atmosphere and bring harmony into your life. Remember, your home is a reflection of your inner self. By taking care of it and being attentive to its energy, you're also taking care of yourself. If you found this guide helpful and want to explore more ways everyday practices can enhance your energy and well-being, consider subscribing to our channel. Don't forget to activate the notification bell so you never miss a video on these teachings and practical tips for living in balance and abundance. Before you go, we'd love to hear from you. Were you already aware of these beliefs about sweeping and energy in the home? Do you have any special rituals or practices to maintain positive energy in your space? Share your experiences in the comments below. This is a community where we learn and grow together through shared stories and insights. Until next time, dear friends.